Hello, thank you for joining me today. We got some bad news to go over today. We're gonna get right into it here. Today might be an interesting conversation. I'm gonna get into some of the things that some of you may find offensive or controversial, but please, I beg of you to stick with me because we're gonna get through this. And I want to open up everybody's minds a little bit more today and give people more insight than what they maybe previously had, so that way they can adjust things in their own fight going forward, and maybe people can have better luck than what I've had so far. Before we do that, I've been getting a lot of comments on exogenous ketones, so I want to take a moment to touch on that, and I'll put a link in the description below to the ones that Dom D'Agostino recommended. I've been using them and they're amazing. It's really easy to split the packages and they actually taste really good. But people are not getting it for some reason. Ketones, exogenous ketones, take quarter pack after every meal to a half pack. It lowers your glucose and it really works. It increases your ketones and it really works. Increasing your ketones reduces cancer proliferation. It makes you feel better. It clears up your mind. These exogenous ketones have been an absolute game changer. I wish I had them months and months and months ago. Really big impact on my glucose. When your body's got those ketones, your body's not producing as much glucose, I guess. So take some after every meal. Take it before HBOT. Drink a packet in the morning. Dom D'Agostino drinks 2 packs a day. Is no problems. I'm drinking one and a half the day of HBOT. So I'll put a link in the description below. I've also found some research on exogenous ketones helping with, I think it's called like neurological damage or something. Yeah, it's pretty impressive stuff anyways, and I know my anxiety's a lot lower. So on to the scan. So we got some scan results here. It's come back unfavorable. If you remember, 3 months ago I did my fast and the cancer had still grown. It was actually a 6-week period because I had had an earlier scan and the cancer had grown quite a bit in that scan. 1 centimeter grew to 4 centimeters and there were some new tumor locations that showed up. This scan was like pretty heartbreaking, or heart-wrecking. Cancer has grown more significantly. More spots have shown up on the liver. Cancer has spread to the lymph nodes. So they can't do any more standard of care treatment. There's nothing left. They are trying to get me into trials right now. I've been MIA for a bit, and I'll tell you guys why. The last 3-4 weeks, my wife had a bad car accident, rode off her car, and then the transmission went in my truck, doing treatments every day. I was then burnt out extremely hard from all the HBOT and everything I was doing. And then this news came in. So just trying to process it all and figure out what the game plan is going forward. So I've done a couple podcasts with people, but I didn't do any of these video updates. I just didn't have, well, I wasn't in the right mindset. I was having a lot of pain. The pain's getting worse. And so it's very hard to do the lives at night when you're on pain meds. It's very hard to do a lot of this stuff when you're not in the right mindset. So let's talk about my protocol. Well, I gave it one hell of a good effort. My GKI was below 2.0, as it's supposed to be. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about this. A lot of people might jump to the conclusion, oh, metabolic therapy does or doesn't work. That's not the message here today. The message here today is going to be that it did. I know that it helped. I was supposed to be dead in 4 months. It's now 22 months, 20 months, whatever it is now. So the protocol worked. I felt amazing. My quality of life was amazing. Like if you're diagnosed with cancer, you're crazy not to apply metabolic therapy. Let me make that very clear. Now, is it going to cure you? Some people it has. Some people it has, especially when you get into full press pulse and like dense Stacy and things. Some people it's worked. Lots of people have gone on fast and cured cancer. So let's make that very clear. I'm not saying it does or doesn't work for everybody. I'm saying that it has worked for a lot of people, and everybody that has cancer going on this sort of protocol is going to increase your quality of life It's going to slow the cancer proliferation rate. That much is proven in the literature. We know that ketosis slows the cancer growth rate. And you're going to live a longer, and it's probably healthier life because you're going to be healthier. Your blood work's going to be better. Things like cancer cachexia will slow down. Exogenous ketones, again, link in the description. Exogenous ketones will help with that. So, metabolic therapy does work. Now, my plan going forward from here is going to be to check out the trial. I'm going to look into a trial. I'm not going to do anything. This week, I wanted a few foods I hadn't eaten in a really long time. So just this weekend, I had some pasta and I had a couple bad things. I just wanted my wife's homemade spaghetti. I wanted a hamburger and a bun, and I wanted pizza. So I've had those things. I will continue on from here, probably go back to keto. Nobody assume I'm giving up. Don't be dropping those kind of comments in the comments. That's not what's happening here. I'm adjusting and I'm moving forward. I'm also I have accepted my diagnosis and prognosis a long time ago. So let's not be dropping that in the comments below, please. I don't want to hear it. Also, please, some of the stuff I'm going to bring up, some people like to take offense to things. Please don't do that this time. Please listen. Open mind. Could save your life or somebody else's. I just want to bring all kinds of things to the light and to everybody's attention to think about. And just because I say something here on this video doesn't mean it's something that I necessarily believe is 100% the case. It's just something that I think needs to be brought up for conversation. My plan going from here is to go see the trial doctors on Wednesday. I'm going to take my family, my wife, and my kids away. My parents have offered to help out with a bit of an early Christmas present. I spent all of our money on treatments and trying to survive this thing. So we're just hoping to get enough money to go somewhere. And what would be really nice is if I could take them to Disney for a little bit. This could be weeks or months left for me, depending how fast this cancer grows, or if I can get in a trial that's successful or not, because not all trials are successful. Odds aren't looking very good, so I'd really like to have that last getaway with the kids and my wife. So there's a GoFundMe there if anybody wants to support me. That's what I'm doing. I've raised the support and love I had received through GoFundMe was amazing this far. It's truly been amazing, and I've used all that money on treatments and HBOT and protocols and not working and just staying afloat. So I'd really love to get away with the kids. So what's my game plan with my protocol? Well, going on a trial, you gotta be very careful. So let's talk about being careful. A lot of people like to talk about certain glutamine blockers and all kinds of things in the comments below. A lot of people like to post it on social media. I think everybody needs to just take a breath on this one and just really think about what they're doing. There's a reason I haven't said what my protocol is, and it will stay that way for now. People are saying to me, what's the big deal? It's a big deal. Some of the things that some people are using, and I'm not saying what I used, are not for human use. Period. If you're saying it, you're putting it out there. If you have something that is working for you, you risk losing what you have. You risk not receiving it again. That's why it's a big deal. It's a big deal because what if you end up in a situation like me and you need to get into a trial? That's why it's a big deal. Be careful what you do. Stuff on social media and all the talk about this stuff so freely and loosely. It's not something that you're just, and I'm not saying it's anything that I was doing. I'm saying things that people are doing. There's a reason I kept my protocol secret this time. And it has to do with trying to spread the message that people need to be more careful. That was the main message. So please, everybody, think long and hard before posting questions about how to use things that you may not supposed to be using. Think long and hard about advertising that you have it. Think long and hard, because you may end up in a situation where you regret having that out there for the world to see, for many reasons. Many reasons. And I don't want to get into too much more detail than that, so let's move forward. Does metabolic therapy work? Absolutely, I think it works. No, I think it works. I know it works. It says so in the literature. Is it as cut and dry as what we make it seem to be? I don't think so. I think there's more to it. I got a few things pulled up here. I want to read something from the press pulse protocol that Professor Seafried wrote. And I'm bad, some of these words are way beyond my scope. Cannibalism and phagocytosis of cellular debris are well-known characteristics of macrophages and myeloid cancer cells. With macrophages properties, Shelton showed that glioblastoma with the myeloid properties could survive in integral extracellular matrix material in the absence of added glucose and glutamine. The gradual accumulation of lactate in the media suggests that the glioblastoma survived through lysosomal digestion and aerobic fermentation of glycoconjugates present in the integral glioblastoma cell. Death occurred immediately following the addition of chloroquine. So here's my point. Professor Seafried, I love the guy, and I love his research, and I want to bring a few things to light, though. He always says that there's only two fuel sources, glucose and glutamine. Only two fuel sources. If anybody can prove me wrong, I got a crisp $100 bill. He's right. In the literature today, that's true. Discoveries are made every day. However, he also put that in his press pulse protocol, which shows that cancer can also survive on those amino acids, and chloroquine will possibly in a petri dish reduce that risk. So if I'm going to continue this going forward, I'm going to have to pay more attention to those things. I also want to make another note on this topic. Different cancers use different amounts of glucose and glutamine. I have adenocarcinoma. I was reading a paper about small cell, squamous cell, or however you say that word, versus adenocarcinoma versus glioblastoma. And the adenocarcinoma was more driven on glutamine. So I think you're going to get varying results from one protocol to the next based on the type of cancer. And I know there's still glucose and glutamine as the main fuel sources. However, I also know that there could be more. Nobody get mad, nobody get upset, and it's a fact. We don't know what we haven't discovered yet. To date, in the literature, there's 3 fuel sources. I just read you the third, right from Professor Seafried's press pulse protocol. Go read it yourself. It's right from there, word for word. It says in the absence of glucose and glutamine, and Seafried says this a lot. And I hear a lot of people say cancer can't survive if you block its fuel sources. This isn't true, guys. You can't block the fuel sources. You die. No matter what you do, there's glucose in your bloodstream and there's glutamine in your bloodstream. No matter what you do, you can reduce it and slow proliferation, slow growth rate. Therefore, when you kill off the cancer's ability to bounce back and come back to life is much lower, and it will bounce back much slower. Therefore, you're going to increase your survival rate. You're going to increase your longevity. You're going to increase your quality of life, 100%. And it's definitely the best protocol going, and you should definitely do it. However, we have to be realistic. There may be more discoveries down the road that there's other fuel sources of cancer. There's other sources of energy. It could happen. Well, we don't know yet. And also, I need everybody to be aware that this chloroquine idea is interesting. It's of great thought. And I also think that people need to also be very well aware of the type of cancer they have. And I think more work and more research needs to be put into figuring out what the main fuel source is of your type of cancer. For mine, I think it's very glutamine driven, and I was late to the game on glutamine, figuring out ways to deal with glutamine. Here's another reason why it's a big deal. There's different things that people can use. There's some sort of an analog pill you can take daily that I've seen some Lodi Health in Toronto. They sell it actually. It's like just anyways, I forget exactly what it is, but it's something you can take daily. It might be an amazing supplement on the press of the cancer. If you have adenocarcinoma, that might be as important as getting good GKI. Something like sodium phenylbutyrate. maybe using that if you're using Dawn, maybe as a hammer, but using sodium phenylbutyrate, I don't know what that protocol looks like. No idea. People are gonna. So just to show you guys, I did do the work. My last couple Keto Mojo readings, like I was killing it. Like my average GKI was below 2, but here's my GKIs. Like I was always below 2, 2.0. Glucose was always around 70. Ketones were always around 2. Here's one before that. I just scrolled down. And there, one before that, 2.4 ketones. Come on, focus. So for me, this isn't a matter of me not having good GK. I was always below 2, always glucose. I had glucose in the 60s, 70s. I would have pain meds, and then I would have bad glucose around 90. That did happen. Don't get me wrong. So that did happen, but I want to take that one off the table. So all I'm saying is at the end of the day here today, I want everybody to open up their minds, just because if something's working for you, do it. And you're crazy not to add metabolic therapy. However, more work needs to be done. There could be other fuel sources we don't know about that haven't been discovered yet. Also, there's this chloroquine idea. I've said this before, and I haven't, but I think maybe I should be spending more time on that. Cancer can adapt, it seems. It seems it's adaptive to other therapies, and I'm curious as to whether or not it can adapt long-term to metabolic therapy. Somebody might think that's crazy, but show me any data on it, because I don't know of any evidence of metabolic therapy for a year like I've been doing. I don't know of any evidence. I've had really good GKI. I had 3 good months. I was doing HBOT 4 or 5 days a week. I hit it hard, guys. I did it. I gave him my best. Like, I don't know how I could have done better. The only thing I could have done better to increase my success rate, or my numbers, I mean, not success rate, because I may not have any more success, is more fasting. But as you guys know, I regret fasting, because here I am. Now I can't fast. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's why nobody should fast. If you had the size now, at this point, this stage in the game, now it's time to fast. I just don't have the body mass left. I've already burnt off the lean muscle mass doing the fasting. That's why nobody should fast. You should get your numbers right and do this day over day, day in and day out. And that way, when it comes down to it, if you really had to, you have that ability to save it. Save it for if you need it. So what do we all cover off today? We talked about exogenous ketones. Oh, my plan going forward still too. I'm considering switching pace. I don't know if it's like the ketogenic diet and mostly carnivore, other than D days that I was doing, was a very acidic type diet. So I'm considering going the opposite, maybe going more of an alkaline type protocol. I don't know anything about it. I might double down on what I was doing, guys. I might double down on what I was doing. Add in the chloroquine, increase the atmospheric pressure of the hyperbaric oxygen. I might double down. Mentally, how am I doing? I've accepted this a long time ago. I'm not giving up. I've known that it was going to come to this. The odds are, at stage 4 cancer, metastasis through your whole body, the odds are that it's going to come down to this for most people. My goal was to have the best quality of life, spend as much loving time with my family and friends as possible, and I did that. I lived a really good last year and a half. I don't think it's over. I think I could double down and still have good luck. I think I could pick a different protocol and still have good luck. I think I could get in a trial and still have good luck. I think that can happen. I don't think it's over. I'm calm about it. I'm not at peace about it. I've accepted it. I don't really have any anger. I have some motivation. I feel a little defeat. I feel some defeat. Not defeat that's going to take me out. Defeat that's just kind of like, shit, I put everything I had into this. I thought I did really good. I had really good numbers. And I did. Put in the effort. Did the work. Had the protocol. So, I had some crappy food the last few days. Pressure in my abdomen's building. That's got me worried. The building pressure. I've been confined to a bed before from cancer. with ascites or whatever they call it, with fluid buildup in the abdomen. It really sucks. Don't want to go down that route again. But it's okay. I'm good. I love this community. The past 6 months or however long we've been doing this has been so supportive, so amazing. I hope I was able to give back to some of you guys. I hope I'm able to participate in saving somebody's life out there with cancer, because this is a horrible disease. Love you guys. I hope you all made it to the end. And just everybody just have a step back and really think about some of the things I said today. We don't know a lot of these answers, and let's hopefully the answers come out so we can all do a better job fighting our cancer and do a better job with our protocols. Alright guys, have a good day. Love y'all. Bye.